All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sistabiz. Those who are tuning in, we're on here every Wednesday at 6:30. Tonight, we have a few special guests tonight. To anybody, I don't. A lot of us has tuned in throughout the last 3 weeks that we've been on, but I wanted to introduce our first guest. We have Francis. Francis, can you tell everybody what you do, and what's going on with you?
What I do, I'm a contractor. I run 3 businesses. I do commercial cleaning. I do home improvements, and I do pest control. All running out of PG Campus.
And where are you located? I think I missed that.
I'm located in PG and Lowell.
Oh, okay. So do you have a large company? Do you have staff?
Yeah, I have staff on the Ellington Exclusive Cleaning Services. I have staff. It's not a large staff because I do hire as I get a contract.
There's a little echo going on. I'm not sure if everybody else can hear you. I'm picking up on what you're saying. Let me see.
I do hear echo. Double talking. See, can I come out and try to connect my earpiece?
Sure.
I could barely hear. I was just like, hold on, listening and answering right.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Nicole, you're on mute. Girl, we want to hear your voice. You're on mute. Unmute yourself.
Hey.
Hey.
Woo. Okay, you know what I always want to say. How was your day?
It was good. I've been in the house since Monday. Woo.
You look rusted. You look rusted. You really do. Like, not saying you look bad. I'm just saying, like the other. You know how we came in here last week? I was just like, but you look so good. Your lip gloss on.
Yep. And I parted ways with my cell phone. Like I put it. Like when I be done, I'll be done.
Yes, that's
awesome. Well, Jay, I can't wait to hear how your day was after we say hi to Miss Denise.
Hi. How are
Miss
you? Welcome to Sistabiz tonight.
Can't really hear you, Denise.
I can't hear at all.
Yeah, I can't hear either. It must.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank God. Okay. Let me just say. Hold on one second. Let me just say that I'm so sorry for being late. I had to make sure that dinner was fixed for the husband and the child. So
that part.
And I was running a little bit behind.
That's important. I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. You know, as women, we wear so many doggone hats. The men, I think they just have to do 2 things, and we got to do like 15. And
yeah. I think it's just 2. It's only 2.
We feel like they're doing like 5.
Tell us about the hats you wear.
Oh my goodness. So excuse me for, first of all, just please excuse me because my voice, because I am, I have been under the weather and trying to recover. So, okay, let me just start off with the fact that my full-time job, I am the communications director for the state's attorney's office in Prince George's County, Maryland. That would be my day job. But when it comes to anything else, aside from being a mom and a wife and all of the good things that come along with that, I'm an entrepreneur. And I am one at heart and in my spirit. I have a photography company. It's a commercial photography company called D. Geneva Photography, where my clients are construction companies who bid on contracts, like construction projects for government agencies and jurisdictions. So I work with them on, I provide progress photos, pre and post-construction photos, as well as event photography. But those are the clients that I particularly go after. Once I discovered the world of government contracting and certification, I never look back. I mean, I still do an occasional wedding or, some portraits or something like that. But
Right.
as far as once I discovered government contracting and residual income, I never looked back.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I also have, I do a little bit of business coaching. I help entrepreneurs who are trying to get their business started. I help them get set up from start to launch. And then once they get launched, I help them by way of certification and education and training to, grow their customer base.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I have a question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So I want to elaborate on the business coaching piece, because I too appreciate business coaching and helping others. With you starting with clients from start to finish from the beginning,
yeah.
Do you find that, assuming that you're not doing this for free, do you find that you have to help them learn how to invest in their business? Because that's a big part. And from the beginning, they're kind of skeptical. Can you elaborate and tell me more about that?
Absolutely. So first of all, when I'm helping them from start to launch, I mean as basic and simple tasks as getting your EIN number, before you even get started, before you get to that point, I'm talking about coaching them on how to do some market research, because you have to know if there's a market for what you've got to sell, right? That there's a need, you got to research your potential customers, and then as well as your competitors. So I help them get certain things in place when it comes to market research, finding the right name, registering that name, getting your EIN number, finding the right location. 2020 taught us that we had to learn how to do certain things a little bit differently when challenges come our way. So if we are not able to, if we have to shut down our physical or close our doors to our physical locations, we need to learn how to earn income from home, right? And so things like location, and you may not even need a business loan right away. Those things don't have to be at the top of the list of priorities when getting started. But when it comes to investing in your business, there are things that you need to be able to pay for, because one thing that I have learned, and I try to stress this as often as possible, is that even information is not free. Okay. So you have to pay, if you are not an expert at building a website, you need to pay somebody to do it. If you are not good at PR, communications, marketing, social media, you need to pay someone to do it. And you need to figure out how you're going to get that funding, right? Are you going to be able to fund it yourself? Are you going to be able to apply for a business loan? Or are you going to get some, try to get some investors, people who will invest in your company from the get-go, So, and yes, we will try to find ways that are, resources that are cost effective and not quite as expensive. But there are things that you do not want to skimp on. For example, what I find that what the three, when it comes to building a team, the right team for your business, there are three key people that you need for your company. And I'm sure you all know that. You need a lawyer, you need an accountant, and I'm at the moment, it's like skipping a banker, your banker, which you don't even have to pay, right? You build a relationship, right? So don't skip on, find somebody that you trust who's a lawyer, and know that you're going to have to pay them. You're going to have to find the funds. So that's just some areas that I think that we have to learn to invest. Invest in your business when you're launching your business and creating this campaign and this about this new product, this new service, this new company. that you're ready to build, you got to invest in a photo shoot. You know, you've got to invest in a wardrobe for that photo shoot. You've got to, if you really want to do it right, and trust me, I can spend some money, even though I don't want you to have to spend money. But if you want to do it right, you know, you've got to launch it in a big way. And that takes money.
Hey, Denise, excuse me for interrupting. I want to make sure everyone hears what you're saying. Are you talking on a microphone?
No.
It's a lot. I don't know, ladies, if you can hear. It's a lot of feedback, and it's also like a squeak behind it. So I just want to, if there's any way you can adjust something so that we can get the quality of what you're saying, because you're dropping some jewels, and I want to make sure that no one misses what you're dropping, especially those people that have the desire to start their business. So while you're looking at that, I just want to bring Jay in. Jay, did anything she say? Oh, I'm off the camera. Wait.
I had so many questions just now.
I was ready to say, did anything she say resonate with you?
I was like, this is good because, you know, entrepreneurship, you know, I work with a lot of vendors. You know, honestly, I have not, what can I say? I'm not going to say I haven't done it professionally as help people, because I feel like my help has helped a lot of people. I have a few people that, probably about 5 or 6 people that I help start their businesses.
Awesome.
You know, just from off the knowledge that I know and in experiences, I'm good with helping people start. And I feel like when they start, some people just need a push. So I realized that's what my gift is, just to start. I mean, I have, you know, did people websites. I have, you know, created their logos. I've done all that stuff. So I'm hearing her. It's like, she's speaking my language tonight. That's why I said, I had a few questions. Like, no, I need to hear her.
So what questions would you have asked her? Because hopefully.
I was going to ask, because a lot of people ask me, and I always answer. I just research. When people ask me stuff, I just go ahead and research. I don't even, a lot of times I don't always know all the answers. But as far as trademarking, because she said she, you know, do the LLC and stuff like that, I wanted to ask what was the importance of getting a trademark or versus an LLC? Do you need both? Because to be honest, I have all my stuff. I had my stuff trademarked. I had my Trap Star Vendors is my pop-up name. I have that trademark just because it started, you know, when I started, it did so well. And I didn't want nobody to even try to take the name from me.
But wait a minute, what is that? You got to, come on now.
Trap Star Vendors.
What is that?
I'm kind of disappointed because my goal was to have these pop-up shops every 2 months. And I'm trying to see what COVID do a little bit. I don't want to, you know, I'm trying to take a little break / you know, trying to plan really good this time. But Trap Star Vendors, actually a friend of mine, let me just be honest, he is the one that gave me this name Trap Star. And I wanted something geared towards musical entertainment and shopping. So he just was like, call it Trap Star. And I'm like, why Trap Star? He was like, I mean, you can have, I was like, I love it. And I literally did not think of the name. It just came together for what I wanted to create. So while it's like a shopping experience, so while everybody is shopping, I have rappers on the stage, singers on the stage. Last event, I had cheerleaders, young girls doing flips. And so it's any type of talent to showcase your talent pretty much during, you know, the shopping experience, and everybody's shopping and they listen to music.
So this is inside of a store. Give me
inside of Diamond Event, Black-owned business in Randallstown, Maryland. So I actually Diamond Events. I have it in a hall, and when I have it in a hall, it's the registration fee is of $100. All the vendors register, and I provide the tables. And I select a few artists to come, and basically people come out. It's like going to the mall. And I've been blessed because people really come out and support. The first time I did it, I was like, oh, nobody's going to show up. Nobody's going to make no money. But like I said, it's been a blessing for these vendors to pay this fee, and they make their money back for real, you know? So that's what I did with the pop-up shop. So that's going to be my baby for long term. I like doing it. I like helping business owners. I like the whole, and as being an entrepreneur myself, it's not a lot of legwork with that. I literally set up tables and I'm sitting there, and that's my job, you know, just making sure everything is set up nicely, you know, for the vendors. That's it.
That is awesome. We like that. Oh, look who's back.
Yes.
Hey, Denise, let's see how that sounds going, girl. All those golden nuggets you dropping.
Thank you. So what can you, I don't know if you can hear me now.
That sounds great. We're good.
Okay, because I was getting ready to go to the phone but I think I'm okay. If I'm good now, then I'll be good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. You are good. So let me ask you, what are two things that you find yourself repeating over and over again to young or fresh entrepreneurs?
Know who your target audience is. Know who you're targeting when it comes to your customers. And then the second thing that I'm going to say is get certified. Once you've got your business all set up and in place, certification it just opens the door to the world of government contracting. And most people, or I would say a lot of people, don't even think about this segment of income that you can get for your business, so I used to, in a previous life before this current job, I used to train businesses on the certification process for Prince George's County, Maryland. And Prince George's County has an MBE program, and it is based on reciprocity with the state of Maryland's MBE program. So if you have your MBE certification with the state of Maryland, then you can also automatically qualify. You go through the application process, but it's just not as daunting as the state's program.
So let's make sure it's plain for those people who aren't in the field yet. MBE and getting certified, is that the same thing or is that two separate things?
It's the same thing. So MBE is your Minority Business Enterprise certification. Every state has a program like that. So it's either going to be your Minority Business Enterprise certification or your Disadvantaged Business certification or your Small Business certification. But for the most part, it's either MBE or DBE. And once you get certified in your home state, it's also transferable to other states. So if you want to start doing business in other jurisdictions, that's how you can your application process is not as cumbersome as when you're in a certification application.
So is there a track record or a way of measuring the success of being MBE certified within the county, or how do you measure that, yes, this is what you need?
So let me just say that, the federal government spends billions of dollars in procurement dollars for business owners. The state government is in the hundreds of $millions, and I don't have the exact numbers because I don't have my presentation up, but the county spends hundreds of millions of dollars on procurement. Okay. 9 times out of 10, now it's not for everyone, okay? And every jurisdiction is going to have something different. But chances are, if you're selling, the government is buying it. They buy everything from toilet paper to marketing campaigns to janitorial services,
wigs,
fleet.
She said wigs. Oh my goodness.
They do. Wigs. Prosthetics. Yeah, they do.
So I have not seen that with Prince George's County government, but it wouldn't surprise me if the
federal government for the VA.
The federal government, everything. Okay, everything. But and I start with the county because it's smaller. It's easier to build a relationship. But once you get into that certification, that world of get your certification. First of all, it's free. There's no monetary cost. The only thing that it costs you is your time.
The paperwork.
Yes, exactly. On the local jurisdiction, your paperwork is not as much. The state of Maryland program, they ask you for a lot of information. I mean, by the time you finish giving your application process is like this, okay? And and you would think that you are applying for a loan, but they are serious about protecting the integrity of their program. because it caps out, in terms of revenue. Now, and then I would also suggest, which I have not done myself yet, but I plan to, is getting SBA certified as well. That's for your federal government. And getting on that GSA schedule, because I'm sure as a photographer, they could use my services. I'm sure they got a bunch of photographers on that GSA schedule. But
so you actually will help people get MBE certified. So someone can come to you just for that.
Well, here's what I tell people. Okay, it is free to get certified. And I'll just go from my own experience. I tell my story quite often, actually. So when I worked in the division that administers the certification for the county, there were a lot of people who would come in and needing assistance for their state application. And that's not even our jurisdiction, but we had business analysts there to assist. And I just couldn't understand what everybody was talking about, right? So that's when that was the moment that I decided to make my photography business an actual business. And I said, I'm going to go through the process and see what the big deal is. And it turned out that it's really not the monster that people think it is. It's just the amount of information that they are asking for. And what it really did was it helped me going through the process. It got me organized in my business, because everything that they are asking for in the application is information that you as the business owner should be able to put your hands on, or you should be able to call my accountant, and I need these income and balance sheets for the last 3 years. You need to know where this information is in your business.
Gotcha.
And so it's not that the process is difficult. It's just a lot of information, and it takes time. So even if I help you get this certification and go through this process, I can't run up I don't have access to your information unless you give it to me. I'm not your accountant. I can tell you what to do. Why pay you to do that when you just can get the information yourself?
Organization, yes.
Exactly. Now, if you want to pay me, I will certainly help you. But
take those coins. And I think you answered this question, but one of our listeners, because we do have people listening in and hanging on to your every word right now. One of our questions, I believe you answered, is, does it matter the origin or type of business one has to be certified?
So I'm not quite clear on the question. I will say that any business can get certified. I would get certified.
It's very broad.
I would get certified right away. Yes, because again, the government buys any and everything. And the moment that and let me just tell you how the certification can help you. The moment that you get certified, your company name then gets placed on their directory. And I'll just give you an example. When I received my certification letter from the state of Maryland, I remember distinctly. I got it in the mail on a Friday, and that Monday, a construction company called me asking me for a quote for progress photos. That's how I learned about. I didn't even know what a progress photo was. I was into events and weddings and the stuff where people don't really want to pay what you're really worth.
Exactly.
And so when I saw that, I did all my research. I already, I was responsible for the education and training program. So I knew who to ask and go to and have them look over my proposal, my pricing, and I was able to turn it in by the deadline. I didn't get that contract, but I got some others. And but that was the epiphany right there. This world of government contracting, right? So the reason why they called me was because they went to the state of Maryland's directory, because this is a prime contractor who was building a building, and the state's requirement for construction progress was they have to provide monthly progress photos so that they can see the progress of the project from start to finish, right? Nice. Prime contractors go to those directories because they know in order to win these solicitations or submit a fully qualified bid, they have to meet these. The government sets aside or establishes some goals, like say 25% MBE goals or 25% MBE requirement. And in order to meet those requirements, they got to hire that certified company. And that's where certification benefits you. It gives you that leverage. In other words, the prime contractor, they need you in order to win the contract. I don't need to be the prime contractor. The prime contractor, as long as the prime contractor needs me, I'm still going to, right?
Right.
Now I see Nicole. Nicole, go off mute, girl. Take your mute off. I see Nicole.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. But the kids keep. I'm trying to
That's okay. But
under my breath.
I noticed Nicole was nodding a lot. Nicole, I wanted to bring you in. What do you know about this? Are you certified? Have you seen a difference? Give me some success stories, ladies. I need to be ready. MBE.
Right now, I'm in I guess I'm going into the third phase of the MBE for the state. What they do, we've already done like the investigation. So I'm just kind of, I guess, like waiting in limbo, I guess, because with COVID, everything is kind of extended outward. I'm looking forward.
When did you start the process?
We started, I think we turned our application in October.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
well, that's typical.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a lot of paperwork, but a lot of it, because we don't really have the 2 years per se. And a lot of times people say you should wait 2 to 3 years. I just started pushing forward because I know, we did the numbers, in regards to establishment of a business. So I'm just waiting to hear. They say it could be 2 more steps though. So
I was going to say that was the third step out of what? So the third step out of 5 that you're in?
Correct. They said that you can go 5. Some people get out at 4, but you might go 5 where they have like a panel review if it's something that they have more questions for. So I'm hoping to come out in 4, but if I have to go 5, then.
Wow, that is impressive.
And then you mentioned numbers, that you met the numbers. So is there a certain level of revenue your business has to bring in?
No, not necessarily, but I think that you have to show profit. And I think that's kind of why they want you to wait the 2 years, because most businesses per se aren't necessarily profitable the first year. We all pretty much come in at a loss. Definitely our first year tax returns is kind of like, because it's all money that you put in. But I had my accountant, you also submit your personal tax returns previous to that. But this year, so we submitted this additional documentation because he's like already filed for this year's taxes, but we made a profit. So we came out in the black, and hopefully for year number, I guess 2, that'll be 2 that's coming up, will be the same. So
for all y'all who was trying to show nonprofit to get that refund, it's good to show a profit now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, because you have to worry about business credit too. Like, how they gonna lend you money if you're not making no money? I mean, gotta show something. IRS, we show everything. I want to put that out.
Show it all.
Awesome.
And if I could jump in there, is your certification that you're applying for the state of Maryland?
Correct. Through DOT.
Okay. Yeah. So I would not listen to they want you to have 2 years experience. I started my business and I immediately applied for the certification. What I will say, now I know that rules change, but what I will say is that back when I started, if you had been in business for more than 3 years, they wanted you to have a business plan, right? But because I had not been in business, it was optional. So I took advantage of that. I ain't got no business plan. You know what I'm saying? So, and then because I was not in business for 3 years, yes, they go off of your personal taxes. And But in terms of, and then now, because my business, it depends on the type of business that you have. You're right. So all of those different steps, because I did go through the home visit, because my place of operation was within my home. So they come in, they do a site visit, they make sure that you have an area designated where you specifically work on your business, at least the business side of it. They ask you all of these different questions, because you can turn in the application, everything that they ask for, and they still have additional questions. Like they wanted to see the paper trail of how I started my business, the money, where the money came from. So they wanted to see the receipt that says that I withdrew $500 from my personal account to open up this business account. And now, voila, here's D Geneva Photography, right? And they get very detailed. But I will also add here that once you get, Nicole, right?
Yes.
Once you get that certification, don't stop at the state of Maryland. What county do you live in, or is your business?
The business is in Baltimore City. Okay,
so Baltimore City, and I have not done much work there, but I'm sure that they have an MBE or a small business or a locally certified program. But in addition to that, as I said, it's transferable from state to state, right? So when I got my certification, because it's a universal application, which means it goes across the country. So it's the same application. So make a copy of everything that you gave to this program, and then give it to Virginia. Go through their Virginia SWAM program and their DBE program, because when you're certified with Virginia, then you're automatically certified with the Metropolitan Washington Airport Authority. And then also take it to WMATA, which is the Metro downtown in DC. They have a DBE program. If you're certified with them, then you're automatically certified with the DC Department of Transportation. So now you'll be certified in the DMV, right? Maryland, DC.
That's right.
And your company name, again, is on all of those directories that those prime contractors go to look at to find certified companies so that they can meet the requirements of the bids that the solicitation.
Wow, thank you.
Wonderful information. Don't y'all love Sistabiz?
Free information.
Yeah.
Great information. So Denise, tell us, not that we're getting you off, but tell us two things. For someone to get MBE certified, is there just a site, or should they just Google it? And also, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, how do we do that?
Oh, sure. Okay, so it depends on where you want to go. So I don't know the exact exact site for the Maryland. However, it's Maryland Department of Transportation that administers the MBE program. So all you have to do is Google MBE certification, Maryland Department of Transportation.
Great.
And same thing with Prince George's County. If you're headquartered in Prince George's County, they have a couple of different certifications. You just go to the government website. It's the Office of Central Services that administers that certification program. You just, it depends in whatever state, same thing, just Google MBE or DBE program, small business program in that state. And you'll get to where you need to be. And I love Maryland's program because it's all online. And then once you get your certification, you do have to, what I don't necessarily agree with is that you have to recertify every year, but you don't have to submit the same application. It's really just an affidavit saying that there's a no change affidavit, saying that there's been no change in your status and in your business.
And you did say it was free, right?
It's free. There's no cost.
Wow.
Except for your time. And then
your nerves.
Nerves. How do people get in touch with you, Denise, if they want that service of you helping them start to launch?
Okay, so to access me, I'm really readily available on Instagram. They can just go to my Instagram. It's I am Denise G. Smith. Or you can contact me at my website, which is dgenevaphotography.com.
You said that so fast. Say it again for me.
D Geneva Photography.
Geneva.
GENEVA Photography.
Awesome. We want to make sure people have no excuse when they go to look for you They couldn't spell Geneva. They didn't know what the first letter was. They want to make sure they find you.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So awesome. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I look forward to meeting with you ladies on Wednesday evenings, because the information is so valuable and it's so helpful, and there's so much out there. So as we're, helping this, discovering a roadmap for business women, right? It helps so to kind of, it's so much, and it helps to have these experts.
You know, and I appreciate this show. I mean, I love seeing Black women win. Okay. And that's why I decided to do what I wanted to do. I just feel like there is enough room in this world for everybody to have a piece of success. We don't have to go against each other. We can still be in the same industry. All you have to do is find your competitive advantage, right? I mean, I buy tea from 5 different Black-owned women companies, but they all have a different characteristic that I like about their tea, right? So I just love to see people win, and I appreciate this show. And I'm gonna have to start tuning in, into this, because I'm liking this. I love this vibe here. And J Revive, I know we're gonna be talking.
Yes, because we had our little brief, conversation this morning. So I'm ready.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wonderful. Yeah, well, thank you.
So Jay,
yes,
you ready to get certified?
I'm sitting here taking notes. I'm like, let me not forget this. I'm going to rewatch this show. I'm like, I'm about to get certified. I mean, like I said, I don't know everything, and it's just amazing to hear. This is just another step to being a business owner. I thought I was good with the trademark, with the LLC, and I'm like, dang, I need to step up my game.
And all you need is to just, once you learn the information, I mean, you just need to know that information is changing. There's always another step to take your business to the next level. Okay. And so don't feel that, you should have known this a long time ago, because now you know. And now all that's important is, what are you going to do with what you know now?
Right. Makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. That's right.
Makes a lot of sense. So ladies, let's switch gears for a minute. And Denise, I would love to involve you in this if you don't mind. You willing to stay on?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I know we have one question before we'll switch gears. If you had to tell, how long you been in business, Denise?
Since 2012. Officially 2012.
2012. So if you had to tell your 2012 self a bit of advice, speaking to your 2021 self, what would you say to her? She woosah, y'all. And we're gonna go around the table so y'all can deep.
I have learned over the years that one of your best assets is relationships, because oftentimes it is not what you know, it is who you know. And I didn't really pay attention to that, even though, back when I was working in the supply diversity office, you kind of know it, but you learn that when you're building these relationships and meeting these places and trying to find business, business opportunities with these agencies, learn who and what agency and what procurement officer you need to build a relationship with if you're going into the government contract arena. Because the procurement officer, and this is how it works in Prince George's County, it's very similar. The procurement officer that is assigned to an agency that buys what you sell, if you call them up, meet with them, talk about your business, let them know who you are, they will remember you when it's time for that, whatever contract that involves what your goods and services are. They'll remember you so that you don't have to constantly, and keep checking. Just keep checking. Go to their website. Go to their procurement website. It's little tricks of the trade, but relationships is key. And I learned that along the way.
Relationships matter.
Relationships.
And before we switch over and hear what Jay Revive's answer is, can I just say those glasses are so fly, Denise?
They are.
I was looking at them the whole time, like checking you out.
These ain't even my favorite.
They're not, I thought you were gonna say they're not even my fly ones. I said, well, excuse me. Okay, Jay, what would you tell yourself? How many years has it been now?
Wow. Officially since 2017, as far as making stuff.
Well, go back and speak to 2017, Jay.
Well, I wish, like I said in the previous show, I wish I didn't do anything based on fear, because a lot of stuff that I feared kind of stumped my growth. Like, I feel like where I'm in today, even though, things got to happen for you to get to where you are and all that, I feel like if I would have had that drive that I have now back then, I feel like I would be a little bit further, but I feel like I would tell my old self, just do it, versus waiting for nothing, because I procrastinated a lot just because of just the fear of, nobody's gonna like me, what if they don't like my service? What if they don't like my work? Instead of just doing it, because I was not the best hairstylist. I feel like I have grown so much, from doing, services that I never thought I could do. They are some of my best services. That's where I get a lot of my appointments from. So even in that range of my field, I feel like I'm making way more money in something that I never thought I could do. So it's just like, just giving it a try. My old self, I should have just kind of wish I would just push myself, but new self, I got it. I'm learning from other people. I'm learning from other business owners, and I'm open to learn. Like, I don't know everything. I'm listening. Everybody that I meet, I feel like I learn something every day. Whether it's a brief conversation in the store, it's good. Like, I feel like I'm in a good place today, though.
Awesome. All right, Nicole, how long has it been, and what would you tell that year?
For ANC Pack and Ship, that's like 2019, but the real estate 1998. So that's years, right? And I would definitely say being intentional with my time, my team, just in life, period. Because, when you're younger, you feel like you have so much time that you waste a lot of it, caring about or just spending money on the wrong stuff or not building. I will be so much further if I was intentional with my money from 1998, until now. Although I accomplished, great things, I could be so much further if I knew what I know now. So now it's just focus, and I'm just intentional. Everything I do it's got to focus on building and leaving that legacy for my kids and stuff. So
that's right.
And that's it. That's the best advice I can give to, anyone,
And that's beautiful advice. So I guess I have to answer because I asked the question. That's where y'all at?
Yes.
Your turn.
And y'all know what? I be throwing questions out there and don't even have time to think of the answer. So don't think I had this already planned in my head. So let me take a moment. I would tell myself so my business has been in existence since 2007, Simple Wellness. And prior to that, I was still in the world of entrepreneur, but I had a corporate America job. So I had a safety net, and I was also entrepreneur. So I would tell myself, excuse me, the dog is having a friend outside. But I would tell myself, keep pushing and trust God. And those are two things that I did, no matter what. And just not only trust God, but trust myself. And I also did that. But I think that is the message that I needed to say, and I still need to say over and over again, so that I won't get sidetracked. I won't get discouraged. I won't get like, I don't think I should do it this way. If that's like I should do it, then I should do it that way. And as long as I can justify and rationalize those things. So that's what I will continue to say to myself from 2007 to here. Keep pushing and trust. And then as I shared with you all before, transparency, I am not a big social media person.
Me neither.
Hearing about this Clubhouse, I've experienced the Clubhouse, someone else's account. What do y'all think about Clubhouse?
I'm not a big fan, honestly. And I mean, I get on there. I think, people have thousands of followers, so I'm happy for my little 156 because, I don't know why they want to follow me. I don't think I'm that interesting, but, I don't like all that. Like, people be putting people down, you know what I mean? And that really gets on my last nerve because I'd be like, I don't know everything. And I might ask a question that might be stupid to you, but I may not necessarily know it. You know what I mean? And just, there's some valuable people. Like, I've met some really cool people on there as well. But the majority of them, when you really vet them, they don't really be who they say they are.
Now, is that the group that you're joining into?
I kind of go through a variety of different groups, from the different development groups to, they have like the different real estate groups, the people that are trying to put their money together doing crowdfunding. Whatever is of interest, when I like log through the timeline, I just click in. So I don't really follow like any of them per se. But then if I find somebody of interest, of course, you'd be like, oh, well, they sound good. Then when you go look it up, and you'd be like,
it's not what they say they are. I get it. It's just all to keep people conversation going. Because I get on there a few times during a week. And it's, I haven't had no, bad experiences. But sometimes I just be like, let me just give it a try. Because it's like the time that we're in, I feel like a lot of times I feel like for myself, I got to do stuff that sometimes I just don't want to do all the time, for business, because I do meet people, just off of the simplest conversation. So let's just give it a try. If I'm in that moment, like, let me just get on there and just listen. When Donnie, he calls me to get on there, I always got to talk. I'm like, I just want to listen. But it's always good conversation. Like, it's always good. Like, I don't know.
But people are recording now, because I was watching on one thing where they were talking about like the two rappers and stuff, and they were actually playing like the recording, and I was like, I thought it was illegal for them to.
They doing extra stuff now. They messing the whole concept up. Right. But as far as social media, you ladies, look, I'm the baby again of the group. We gonna get on social media, and y'all gonna get your followers up.
I've been jamming on Instagram this week.
But see, with you two, I feel like because you've been from the outside looking in, you've been in business for so long, you don't need all that though.
I'm on there.
It's just a new thing that these newbies do. Just because think about it. What if it wasn't social media? What if it wasn't an Instagram or Facebook? What was business owners doing before all this stuff exists?
Yeah, but you have to move.
You got to keep up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying as far as move with the time, unfortunately. But it's cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would have to say I'm happy with my social media presence. It's just that in comparison to what you're doing, Jay, I'm not going to be that person. You're not going to have me, logging on, telling you what I'm eating 8 times a day.
It's a job in itself. I literally have to post 3 times a day.
Right.
And sometimes if I post a hair video, I have like 4 people in my inbox booking appointments. So it's opportunity that comes out of it. Because I'm like, if I didn't post that, wow, I wouldn't have these 6 people. Not saying I wouldn't, but it just comes from social media. A lot of my business comes from social media.
But
go ahead, Denise.
I'm sorry. What I will say is that you don't have to have tens of thousands of followers in order to make money. Okay. It's not about the popularity. You really literally can have a few hundred as long as you are generating the income, because the goal is to find your target customer and from there turn that customer into a repeat customer. Those kinds of things. Now,
being consistent
on Clubhouse, I'm literally probably 2 days in. So I don't.
It's a little dry to me. I gotta get used to it.
It is.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion on it one way or the other yet.
And those moderators be vicious too, don't they? I'll be like, ooh.
Yeah, then they be like, in 2 to 3 minutes. I'm like, you asked me the question.
And then they be like,
you gotta hurry up. See, that's why I don't like it, because I don't like to be put on the spot that fast. I'm like, nah, this may not be for me for the first time. I'm like, I gotta let it grow on me.
Well, I'm gonna give it a try. Maybe I'll report back next week. Maybe I'll have a Clubhouse report next week. I have given it a try, but it was I was actually at a client's house. It was a house visit. I was at the client's house. She was on there, and I was in the background like, ooh, what's this? But I wasn't like, oh, I gotta do this for myself. This is so exciting. And I just checked. So I have 1,639 followers. How is that, Jay? Is that okay?
On what?
I'm looking on
Instagram.
Facebook.
I have about 1,900. So I'm not that far, but I get a lot. Like I said, I get a lot of clients. It does not matter to me. It don't matter about the people got 42K and nobody listening to them. I don't care about the followers.
I'll take my 1,600 with my twice a week posts in comparison to your 1,900 with your 3 days.
Look, I ain't been in business that long. I had to do what I had to do. Like, I'm just doing whatever's gonna help.
Right. I think it's great. I just tease about it, but I think it's great. I think it's needed. But I do want to back up just because I want to show some love. You threw out the name Donnie, and the 4 of us know who Donnie is, but who is Donnie? Why we just threw that name out and kept talking?
Because that is my mentor,
Lord.
That is my big brother, big brother, and he gave us this lovely platform every Wednesday. And he actually, when I met him, it was weird. He came to one of my pop-up shops. And he walked in the door. You would have thought I knew him. I never even met him with this camera on. And I'm just like all over the place. When you're doing a lot of people in your face, you're not really focused. I'm like, I didn't realize he was interviewing me as far as the business owner. So I looked at it. He just started interviewing me, and ever since that day we clicked. He was just like, I never seen nothing like this in the middle of COVID. You got all these business owners out. He honestly was the one that made me see like, wow, I did this. Because I honestly, I do things, but I don't think that much of it. I'm just doing whatever, I feel like I want to do. I don't be on 10 about things. I be real, low key. But he made me see like, wow, these people really came out to my event. And I did an interview with him. And from that day,
an interview on.
I did an interview. What, maybe the first, hold on. Was it
Be More News?
No, was it Be More? The first, I'm sorry, Be More News.
Thank you.
The setup was different, so I was trying to remember what we did. It was because I did like a live. I came in, but it was Be More News. I'm sorry, I'm Be More News. But yeah, BeMoreNews.com, as he say. Everything is tuned in through that. Sistabiz is tuned in through Be More News. All the interviews. I know he have every morning talk show. Yes, but everything is listed on BeMoreNews.com. For those who want to tune in. He's awesome. The guy's great. He's amazing.
Right. And so, and I just wanted to pause and back up because I know you threw the name out, and as we ladies of Sistabiz love the information that we share amongst each other, I do just want to show some love because the platform is through Be More News, and so we got a lot of information tonight. I think we all got a few goals from the conversation with Denise. Would you ladies agree?
Most definitely. I can't wait to do my homework when I get off this. I'm getting on my laptop what is Nicole and Denise talking about tonight? Oh, I'm on
it. So Denise, in your business,
she like, yes.
I know, right? Because nobody knows what's going to come out of here, right?
Right. She's like,
I'll be crossing my fingers on my laptop.
Oh, wait a minute. I got a question. In your business, you're in the business, and one of the things that you do, you're in the business of helping other business owners, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As a business owner, where do you see that you need the most help as a woman and a business owner?
Making time for you. Yes. Finding that balance. I'm struggling with that myself, between home and my full-time job and my business. I am always looking for ways to make money, and I'm always busy, and I have to find that balance between home and work and myself, because family need to, like,
It's a special language.
So here's the thing. There's a reason why I asked that, and I didn't even know the reason, but Spirit knew the reason. God knew the reason.
Yeah.
I invite you to come get a complimentary massage at Simple Wellness.
Oh my God. I love massage.
And yes, so I'm going to put out my information in the midst of offering this to you. Simple Wellness Holistic Spa and Salon. You can call us at 410-483-WELL, which is 410-483-9355. And when you call, Denise, ask for me, and we're going to help you take care of you as the business owner who helps so many other business owners.
Oh my goodness.
And come in and get your massage. Yeah. So I'm blessed that I was able to do that. I didn't know I was going to do that. Who knew I was giving out a massage tonight? And we're in Mount Vernon, Baltimore, historic part of Baltimore, about 10 blocks from the Inner Harbor. So give us a call, 410-483-9355, and we're going to get you on that massage table and help you take care of yourself so you can continue taking care of helping everybody else.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That begs a question, and I know we probably down on time.
We got 5 minutes.
Right, but am I allowed to ask you a question?
Who's not allowed to ask questions on here?
Yes, all types of questions.
What's up?
But because you own a business that where customers come into your place, and given the fact that, and I'm sure you probably talked about this to no end, but what changes have you had to make in your business as a result of COVID and restrictions that have been placed, with state? I mean, we obviously, I don't even know if we are under a stay-at-home order, but we probably are. But it's just like, it's been so long, but I know that it's hit businesses really hard. And since you have a business where you require physical touch, I know that's got to be a challenge.
Well, okay, so let me answer this and understand that I care. We're very cautious, but let me explain. Simple Wellness was built on the foundation of 3 things, right? I said 3 things, put 4 fingers up. On 3 things: customer service, and at the time we were a salon when we first started, salon only. Customer service, excellent hair care, and excellent hair styling. And for me, let's talk about the customer service piece. It was so important to me that when I had an appointment somewhere else, that I was the only person that had an appointment at that time, and I couldn't find that. So when I started Simple Wellness, if your appointment is at 9:00, there's not 4 other people whose appointment is at 9:00. So we've always had a client being serviced only mentality. There wasn't a lot of people in the waiting room. There's not a lot of people. We don't double book. So it's always the slogan. It's always been, finally, it's all about you. So when COVID came, and then also you haven't really met me yet. I have this type A personality. And so when COVID came, we were already sanitizing like we needed to. We were already servicing 1 client at a time. So that's 1 technician, 1 client, 1 technician, 1 client. If you are bringing in your mother to get her hair done, you drop her off. We give you a call when you come back. So it was already that mindset of, we don't need a lot of people just hanging around. We're not a shop. We're a spa. 2 different things. And so on top of that, cleanliness. I don't have extra stuff going around. If we didn't use it, get rid of it. If, wipe it down as soon as someone gets up. So that was already my mentality.
Oh, that's awesome.
So truthfully, we started wearing a mask.
Okay.
We started wearing a mask because that's what we had to do with COVID, but everything else was really being done. From the rooter to the tutor, we were making sure that we were just individually taking care of a client, 1 person at a time. And it's never clutter. It's never that. So COVID wise, we started wearing a mask. And of course, we, have to ask those questions with the massage services. Have you been tested? Do you have any symptoms? So we ask those questions, but as far as physically what we do besides that questionnaire that we, discuss, we wear our mask and we continue doing what we've been doing, even better than what we've been doing.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, and that question came up because of the customer service level of, the level of care and contact that you come into, have to come into contact with people, and so many businesses have suffered, as a result. So it just begged the question for me.
But they got
I appreciate the question.
Calling for my appointment.
You better call, girl, because then you're not gonna have any excuse. So in the time that we have, the few minutes we have remaining, let's go around the table. I've already mentioned Simple Wellness, 410-483-WELL, which is 9355, 410-483-9355. Jay, who are you? How can we reach you? Nicole, you're next, and we're going to try to end it with Denise again.
J Revive. I am a hairstylist. My salon is located at 808 Ricestown Road in Pikesville. For services, you can go to www.jrevive.com. All my contact information for all my businesses is listed on that website.
I'm Nicole Orr, ANC Pack and Ship, located at 1400 West Lombard, Baltimore, Maryland 21223. You can reach us at www.acpackandship.com.
And our special guest, how can they reach you, Denise Smith?
Yes, Denise Smith. You can find me on Instagram. I am on there all the time. I am Denise G. Smith. You can also, I'm a business coach. So that's where you can reach me there. And I have a photography company, D Geneva Photography, which is dgenevaphotography.com.
All right. Ladies, it's been another great show.
Wonderful.
Yes. We'll see you guys next Wednesday at 6:30. Thanks for tuning in. Sistabiz.
See you later. Have a good night.
All righty.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.